Yo, so I want to share some things about friendship because I feel like it's really important to know the kind of friend that you are, the kind of friend that you bring to the friendship. I used to be the kind of friend that would try to be what the other person wants me to be in a friendship. When the whole time I was setting myself up for failure because on top of me trying to be their kind of friend, I was basically not being me. Because if you think about it, you try to do so much and it eventually becomes being a people pleaser. And there's too many people in this world to try and please. It's exhausting because the people want so much, they want too much. And how can you? It's just a one person, it's just a one person. I can't do that. I can't do that. And when you want me to do that, I don't understand why you think that I'm capable of doing that. But the thing is, we try to do it all. And you have to do what's in your limitations, as well as set boundaries. Yeah. And just because you don't do something that, is expected of you doesn't mean that you're a bad friend. And I used to always think that because I did not meet the requirements of, the different friendships that I've had, that I was a bad person for it, when really I wasn't being true to myself first. That is huge. There's a safe space in our lives that we have to have when it comes to being a friend, because if you're trying to be everything that they want you to be, then you're not really being honest. There's no honesty, because it's like, say for instance, there are things that come up and it's like you don't fully agree, or it's like something was said or something was done, and it's like you're forced to say, tell them what they want to hear versus being honest. And so you become the yes man or the yes woman. You're just like, okay, you're afraid to say how you really feel, fearful of rejection, fearful of, being frowned upon or looked at a certain way, like, oh, like you disappointed, like the disappointment. We don't want to disappoint, I know I'm the person, I don't like to be a disappointment, but it's like, I also learned along the way that sometimes the disappointment, it is what it is. People are going to get disappointed by you don't even have to be doing anything to like purposely disappoint someone. You could just simply say no, and that'll be disappointing. You get all the negative heat for it, and it's just like, but I just simply said no. And it's like you don't have to say yes to everything. So it just, you have to have honesty there. And that comes with setting boundaries. If you don't have boundaries set, then you leave yourself open to be taken advantage of, or, lines being crossed. And it's just like, but you never had any lines, set, any boundaries set in the first place. So that is important. I see how important that is now that, I'm getting older and gone through, different experiences. And life will show you real quick, if you don't have line mimes, call them line mimes, because, you shall not pass. You're gonna have a lot of confusion and chaos in areas that you like just don't want there to be, but it won't matter because you didn't set any boundaries. It's gonna be complete and utter chaos. Take it from me. And I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of people who have experienced this. So just putting that out there, like, and it's healthy, because then you will learn when you set them, then you'll see who respects them and who doesn't. And then that also leaves, food for thought. Okay, should this person be in my life? Maybe I can talk these things out and see, maybe, but it's not always that easy. So you gotta choose your battles and let God handle the rest, honestly. Because like if you're also following God and following his scriptures and trying to align your life with his word and be like Christ, then you do start setting boundaries along the way, because now you're changing. And we grow up in this world. I always say world. Grow up in this world, being stubborn and being, naive, and, we go out and try and find those friendships that, we want to be accepted in. But, the Lord always tells us that we gotta come out of this world. But basically, when we're coming out of the world, we're getting rid of the old man, how we used to think, basically trying to get rid of sin, repenting and changing our, wicked ways and becoming, better people. And, while doing that, the Lord starts basically eliminating all of what hinders growth anyway. So that's why I say, if that's the path that you're on, leave it to God, because, but you also have to understand that when he lets you know the truth and, whoever or whatever, you got to let it be. And sometimes it's hard, but, it's always for the benefit when God's involved, It's always for the best. Yeah, also, make sure, because along with those boundaries, people start to lower their expectations. It's like the expectations be held to an all-time high. And it's like, whoa. Why'd you think I was capable of that? I mean, I would do anything in my power to try and do anything that I can. But at the end of the day, lower your expectations of me. You have to know when you have to have set boundaries for yourself. Because if you know your own limitations, then you will know that to let the other person know, please lower your expectations. Don't expect that of me, because it's like, then room for disappointment. And that all ties into honesty, to honest about how you feel, the things that you like and dislike in the beginning or along the way, in every situation that it presents itself, then you're less likely to run into too much disappointment, unless you have a very sensitive, individual, that in your life. And, sometimes you can't really avoid that. I mean, sometimes it is what it is, and you have to just let it be, because it's all about understanding and humility and patience. If you can't look at somebody else's perspective and respect how they feel, and you take it to heart, then you're going to get disappointed. I mean, it's unfortunate, but that's life. We're humans. But it's a blessing when you have those connections that, you could talk to, the next person and share how you truly feel about things, and they, can understand, or they aim to understand. That is like, oh my gosh, thank you. That way, that makes a better relationship between you and the other individual, because it's like, you want to understand me and I want to understand you, so that way we don't overstep boundaries. Yes! And it's all about individuality as well. You have to be yourself. find the niche within your personality. I spent a lot of my 20s. I'm 28 now, so I spent, just about all my 20s finding the niche within my personality. I wanted to finally be grounded in who I want to be, because again, I was that people pleaser, or that, being over accommodating and stuff. I didn't want to disappoint, anyone. And it took a lot for me to come out of that, because it was getting over being the disappointment when I really can't control, other people's emotions when I'm speaking my truth. You have to be authentic, original. If somebody wants to be your friend, they're going to be your friend because of you being you. I tell people now, God is a huge part of my life. I have him first. It's just he's first in everything. If you're gonna be my friend, you better prepare to hear about all of the goodness of the Lord. Praise Jesus, because I wouldn't be the person that I am today without him. I wouldn't have. I would like to share the fact that as I'm editing this video, I am watching my cat's fur just fly across the screen and across my face, and I'm absolutely done. The mindset that I do today without him, I wouldn't be able to understand as much as I do. And I praise him and testify about him all the time. And it also took me to be comfortable with being me. I didn't see myself through God's eyes before. Now that I am, I'm like, I love who I am. I don't mean harm to anyone. I try to understand everyone in every situation, so that way there is less conflict. I try my best to express how I feel, or tell, the next person the kind of person that I am, so that way you could get the full on who Good Carpool is. I guess, that's not really my real name, but but we on the Good Carpool page. So that's the name we're getting today. If you're grounded in who you are, happy with who you are, and I know that also takes time. It took some time, but you also have to be ready to be different. And I mean, there are many people in this world that have negative opinions and different views, and they disagree with everything. And a lot of those is whatever it is about you that they don't like about you. It could be appearance, it could be personality, it could be beliefs, it could be what you're wearing, it could be how you eat, it could be how you talk, it could be your facial expressions, it could be your voice, it could be so much, and somebody would just have any reason to just come out and just disrespect you and be like, I don't like that, or and it's like, and a lot of people, their mission is to misunderstand you. That be the ultimate goal. It just seems like that. I don't really know if it's like that, but sometimes it's hard not to think that way, because if you are talking and you don't quite understand, especially if you don't know a person, and you just flat out take everything to heart, which I want to say this. That I do misunderstand people sometimes, but it's not to create conflict. It's just because I don't like to be viewed in a negative way, because I don't do things to upset people or to make people view me in a negative way. So when I feel like there's an inkling of you looking at me negatively, I just go self-destruct mode, because what did I do? When did this happen? And I just start beating myself up, and I'd be like, oh my gosh. But I've been getting better at communicating and making sure that I understand what the other person is saying. Therefore, I'm not around here driving myself mad because I thought that I upset you or I disappointed you. I'm a work in progress. I know I'm going to have family and friends who's going to watch this, so I wanted to put that in there. But I'm talking about the people who it just seems like they have some place in their heart waiting to dislike you. Like, you could just be talking about anything or expressing yourself about something, or it could just be some simple conversation, and they'll just be sitting there like, I don't like her. No, I don't like him. I don't like the way. Did you hear the way she said that? Did you hear the way he said that? That just, I don't know, that rubs me the wrong way. I'm offended. I don't like that. You know what? We don't have to talk. I don't have to talk to them. I'm just going to distance myself from them because at the end of the day, nobody got time for that. First of all, I just, and then it's like, and then come to find out, you'll be thinking about that person, and then it's like, I haven't heard from so-and-so in a minute. Come to find out the whole time they felt some kind of way about you because of what you said or how you said it. And they were offended by it. But instead of coming to you and saying that they were offended by it or just giving you the opportunity to be, just asking questions, they take it into higher proportion. And then they hate you. It's like they really just go full hate mode. Like they just be like, and then it's like, what's going on? Well, when you said this, I was why you ain't say nothing to me? Why you ain't give me the opportunity to explain myself? So that way we can clear things up so you ain't mad. I wasn't trying to make you mad. I know sometimes I can come off a different kind of way. I'm a different kind of person. But that don't mean that I mean harm. I mean no harm. Give me the opportunity to express myself so that way we can be peaceful together. Gosh, all I have is love in my heart for you. And this is what you do. I thought we were getting to know each other. But it's clear to me that you don't want to get to know me because you are destined to misunderstand me. And it pushes you away. Well, I don't want that. So we're going to break bread right here and now. It's just as simple as that. I have so much love in my heart, man. I don't like beef and conflict. I don't like it. Because what it's draining. It's draining. It's so tiring being upset. And if you've just been upset for so long already in your life, I held grudges for so long. I've distanced myself from people for so long. I've just had so much anger built up in me for so long that when I finally, praise you, Jesus, when I finally saw his light, I ain't gonna say the light, I saw his light, I'm like, peace is a choice. It takes understanding. From now on, I'm choosing peace every single time because it causes my brain to explode. It causes us to stress about all the wrong things, keeps us sick. Stress kills silently over time. And I'm speaking from experience. I was that person that was always angry, and I just had so much frustration and anger and sadness built up. But a lot of it I caused on myself because I refused to make peace. Communicate. But I also had to learn a lot of things that I just did not know because, the opportunity didn't present itself when I could have known better. But now that I do, and I'm not ashamed to be 28 years old, I think it's safe to say that we're still, we're learning every single day. You can't always know it all. So life has gotten a lot easier. And that helps me to also look at our babies and be like, bro, when we learn from our mistakes, now we have to pass those corrections that we made in ourselves along to them, so that way when they grow up, they have it. Give them the antidote to life. We always hear how it's hard. The world is hard. It's going to chew you up and spit you out. But how do we prepare for this world? How do we overcome all of the wickedness and corruptions in our hearts? Gain these skills of self-control and mentally to take on this world that is meant to destroy us. I'll tell you what it is. We have to have God. You saw it coming, didn't you? I told you if you're going to be my friend, then that's what you're going to get. I mean well. It's all love. Speaking from experience. Experience. My Lord. Strengthen these babies' minds so that way when they get older, they can know how to handle things. And anytime they need help, then, that's why I said we're always learning and there's always something to give them. But make life easier for them. But I hope that this video hugs you tight. And thank you for watching. Thank you for being here if you made it this far. I really appreciate it. And I love you so much. And honestly, just have an amazing rest of your day, night, whatever time you're watching this. And follow me on social media. Instagram. Shit, I would do. And Facebook. Here we go. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And again, thank you for watching. Remember, Jesus is our Savior. And until next time.